Alright, now for some Lorcana. I haven't done a box opening of Lorcana, and I'm not that big into Disney. I mean, everybody is a little bit into Disney, obviously, because they got some fond childhood memories of some movies they bought. And I decided to open Lorcana because, you know, this super secure tape is the best, right? So, no. It works for me. I'm glad that now, I guess, Inklands had... Oh, I gotta tear this thing. Inklands had the shrink wrap finally. It's a little loose on it. I got less Inklands than I did Floodborn, just because Floodborn didn't sell so well for whatever reason. I don't know what other people's experience were, but mine was that no one was really that interested in Floodborn, so I got a bunch of Floodborn, so I might as well open it. I heard that the Ursula is worth a lot, or is that an Inklands? That might be an Inklands. Okay, so I have no idea if anything's worth anything in Lorcana, but we'll see. Now, I guess, are there pull tabs? No. My love of Disney is probably ends with about Lion King, animated Lion King. Oh. They got a QR code. Alright. I'm not... What are the rares, even? I should have looked this up beforehand, but no idea. But I guess I'll go by what I like. I mean, I kind of like Mulan, but not that much. I did go see it in theaters, and that was probably the last Disney cartoon I went and saw in... Oh, the Blue Fairy, that looks nice. Sword in the Stone. I only watched that a couple times when I was younger. So, this is Workshop, Cogsworth, and Rapunzel in foil. I don't know if that's a hit or anything, but yeah, I'll highlight it. Yeah, so Mulan I saw in theaters. I mean, I didn't think much of it. I don't know. It was okay. I mean, I didn't think it was bad in any way. It just didn't do it for me. And this is my own ignorance. My mistake is that I was confused as to why they were fighting the Huns, because the Huns took down the Roman Empire. But you know, obviously that's where they originated from the Mongol steppes, much like the Turks and the Khazars and the Mongols and the Xiongnu and all those people. So, oh, Ratigan. Don't know that character. Again, I just the last movie that was a Disney cartoon that I loved was the Lion King. So I don't have that much knowledge afterwards. Now, what's interesting is these playmats for the Inklands seem to be really short shipped. I mean, it said they were allocated by the distributor, so it seems a little weird that it's playmats that are allocated, but whatever. I just happened to order one of each, and I don't know why, because I'm not particularly that into Lorcana, and until recently, I haven't had people in the store that are going to come in and play, although that's changing, so I guess I better get up and get ready for, you know, some people to play and carry some more Lorcana. But anyway, so I ordered these playmats, you know, as soon as they were available for order when I was ordering, Inklands. But it's weird because I don't carry that many playmats and sleeves and that kind of stuff. I just carry enough to have enough around for my... Oh, Pinocchio in foil. Nice. To have enough around for my players' needs, but not much more than that, because I once watched a really video about, you know, getting stuck with a lot of playmats and sleeves and stuff like that. I'm not, you know, afraid of it or anything like that. It's just that, you know, why carry something that isn't going to move as quickly as something else, right? Now, of course, board games seem to move even slower than that, so joke's on me, but I like board games. So anyway, I didn't have any particular interest in these playmats, but I ordered them, and I'm not particularly sure why, until an old friend contacted me, and she had gotten into Lorcana and was looking for these play mats, and discovered that I owned a store that was near to her that had them, or that had Lorcana stuff, and so she was asking about it. And I realized that, you know, 10 years ago when, or more, when we used to talk a lot, I think she mentioned Lilo and Stitch a lot. So maybe that's stuck in my head, and maybe that's why I ordered the playmats. So I basically just, they're on hold for her, so she'll be able to come and pick them up, and then at, you know, a reasonable MSRP, not at the crazy jacked up prices that they're currently at on the secondary market. I've only got 2 of them, and why not let someone who is really interested in the game and has a lot of people they know interested in the game, let them have it at MSRP. I mean, what would I make? Like maybe $50 extra on each playmat, and in those cases, it's just way more worth it to get more customers in than it is to make $50 on a playmat, or $100 total on 2 playmats. It's, you know, it's fun to sell things on the secondary market for exorbitant amounts, but what's much more valuable is continued customers, right? So when I don't know, I'm pretty sure every store is making this choice, and they may not be making the same choices, but they're making this choice depending on what they charge for things. And, you know, a good markup is, well, not markup, but a good margin is 40%, because that'll pay the bills, right? Anything less than that, and you're starting to cut into your own bills. And unfortunately, it's hard and nearly impossible to get up to that with Magic the Gathering. Like, probably 25% and you're pushing it, right? Or you're not going to be competitive, and other people are going to go to other stores, so unfortunately. But so far, Lorcana, you know, except for Floodborn not really selling at all, you know, it has a good markup. I mean, it's roughly the same as Magic, but what are you going to do? It's collectible card games. People have gotten into their heads that it's cheaper than it is. And so stores kind of got to move a lot more volume to make more money. And according to several store owners that I've listened to on podcasts or YouTube or whatever, they would rather move 1,000 boxes at a small markup than a few boxes at a large markup if the the actual, at the end of the day, net profit was the same, right? So I mean, I guess, yeah, it's, from their perspective, it's not that much more work, but that's only because, oh, nice, Mulan in foil. That's only because, you know, they're constantly shipping stuff out. Like every day they're doing a bunch of shipments. So then it doesn't add much more work to add more shipments into that. But at a small store level, you know, the shipments are sporadic at best, right? So then it's interrupting another workflow. So it kind of is more work, but, you know, that's sort of, I guess, when Rudy's talking about the Timmy mindset, his latest videos on fee avoidance, like everyone else in other industries, like, you know, with property and stuff like that, except that there's a bunch of costs that are added to you buying property or selling property, and no one, you know, questions that. But when it comes to things like this, people are like, oh, I can't stand eBay fees and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so the point is that, I don't even know what the point is. I got a lot of Fang Crossbow. I don't know, are items sought after in this? Like in Flesh and Blood? What was I getting at with the fee avoidance spiel? Oh, just because people are, you know, having this Timmy mindset that they got to avoid this and that, and they're worried about, like, people, you know, ripping them off and stuff like that, instead of just doing the thing and accepting that certain things happen. Cheshire Cat, that seems neat, and Arthur. I'm going to highlight both of them. So instead of concentrating on doing business, you're worried about the cost of doing business instead of, and I understand it's like, so just include those costs in your selling, right? That's, you know, that's just the way things are. You move the costs down, and you try to make the profit you can to, you know, pay your employees, pay the landlord, your utilities, your fees, all the other stuff, right? And then maybe at the end of the day you make something off of it. And so anyway, the store owners are of the opinion that they would rather sell more at a lower margin and make the same amount, net the same amount after, than have to deal with all the bad feelings of people who can't get the thing because it's been short printed or delayed or whatever tactics are being used to make it seem like it's rare and beast. The point is that you end up with a lot of bad feelings, and then you reduce your customer base based on those bad feelings, or at least you reduce the loyalty of the customer, so they'll basically go anywhere. But if you treat them, that's the way you would want to be treated. But if you treat them as valued by giving them, you know, a break here and there, then they'll come back. And so the point is that being able to sell more is better than selling less, even if the net is the same, right? So in that case, then, I guess, you know, now that Floodborn has figured out its printing problems of being way underprinted and the box prices have come down, then it should be not that bad to get into it. And now, you know, they've put security measures on the boxes and that kind of stuff. Then it's not as necessarily a risky maneuver as possible, or a risky maneuver as it was, to get into it, to start selling it as a store and to carry enough product to service your customer base, right? It's not about the pretendies of the first chapter, right? It's about trying to, you know, service the community, and not the community of the hugging kind, just the community that centers around a store and comes in and plays and buys your stuff. And so that's kind of why, you know, you have people come in and play in your store. They value your store, hopefully, and then they become long-term customers and they spend what they can. I mean, not everyone is spending $1,000 a month, but they're spending what they can, and when they can do that, they're doing it at your store as opposed to another store. And that's another reason why I don't know if stores can still do this, but charging people like entrance fees or the competition fees or whatever to nickel and dime them. I don't know. I think that you can make that back in sales. So I don't see why you would need to charge that stuff. And maybe bigger stores, you know, they have employees that have to come in for these competitions and stuff like that, and their overhead, I guess, you know, increases. And of course they're adding prizes, and they don't want to necessarily pay for those prizes. I'm like, yeah, but pay for those prizes, you'll make it back up in sale, I think. I mean, but again, this coming from a tiny store, that may change as as things change for my store, as it grows further, and there's a larger and larger customer base, and I have to have bigger and bigger space to house people and have employees and that kind of stuff. So, you know, maybe I'm missing that part of the equation. I mean, I see the equation, but I'm not experiencing the equation. So take what I say with a grain of salt. That's just how I feel right now with a tiny store. So I've been going through this, and I guess I haven't really been paying attention to the cards. I mean, some of them have caught my eye, but nothing huge as far as I know. But did I miss anything that was like crazy? Well, there's a Jafar. I did hear them talking about that, so. But if you saw me miss anything crazy, let me know, because I'd like to get a little bit more understanding of this game. And I mean, maybe I should play around with it. I now have opened a bunch of cards. Another foil Milan is, I don't know if that's the same art as the first one. So do they have different art treatments? and different versions of the card. Is it the same version? I don't know. I'll look through it after. I mean, if I slow down and I look at these cards, there's Mulan. Yeah, it's the same art. Yeah, I mean, it's screenshots from the cartoons. Maybe, or maybe these are artistic renderings of the scenes in the cartoon, because they do seem much more unified than they necessarily would, coming from different movies, even with the whole Disney style and stuff like that. But I mean, there's like 80 years of movies in these cards. So I think, or I suspect, based on what I'm seeing, that they probably, you know, hired artists to make them much more similar in tone, feel, color, that kind of stuff, so that they're not just all over the place. Oh, there's a bell. And, you know, these are kind of the stuff that I'd expect from Lorcana. The things, the cards that I'm seeing are things that I recognize. You know, Rapunzel and Basil. I can't remember what he's from, but I recognize him. He's from my childhood. He's from all of our childhoods. So that is one interesting thing about the game, is the familiarity. And obviously, this character, I didn't see Zootopia, but he also looks like Robin Hood a little. I don't know. Is there a connection there? I don't know, because I didn't watch Zootopia. And Pinocchio. So, like, all these things, like, it's not like I don't know what these things are. It's just that I don't have the context for how the game works, and, oh, there's a Jasmine in there. And I don't know necessarily what the hits are and what people are looking for. And again, I don't even know how into Floodborn people are. I mean, the cards look wonderful. But, yeah, I don't know what the... what exactly I'm supposed to be excited about. So if you do and you saw something in there that I missed, definitely let me know. And yeah, I probably will maybe open another box of Floodborn, maybe in a week or two, or maybe Matthew will. I don't know. But let me know what you think, and let me know what you're looking for in Inklands, and you know what's coming up in the next sets and that kind of stuff. Let me know how you feel about Lorcana. Have a good day.